Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, March 1. In Squiz Kids Today, sneaky vape ads removed from Facebook. Mexico's elves go viral. Calling Aussie astronauts and Ben the escape artist bear. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
A company that makes cigarettes and vapes has gotten into trouble, along with Facebook, for posting ads promoting vapes on the social media site. Aha! Our friend Squizzy the Newshound has joined us earlier than usual in the Wednesday podcast to let us know about the latest fishy goings-on he's discovered on the internet. Vaping is a form of smoking, a habit that none of you, if you're clever, will ever take up. And Facebook has rules banning ads that promote vaping, especially because of how dangerous it can be for young people and their health. But, as Squizzy reports, a company that makes vaping products posted ads on Facebook recently promoting vaping, but they disguised the ads as educational and research related, tricking people into reading and responding to them. It's another classic example of why, as Squizzy tells us week after week, we need to stop, think, and check before believing everything we see, read, or hear on the internet. Posts on social media, especially, often have what's called an ulterior motive, which is a fancy way of saying they're created by people trying to get us to think or feel or react a certain way. Our job as Newshounds is to always question the source of any information we receive when we're on the internet, and not take everything we see at face value. Thanks, Squizzy! And to all the teachers out there, don't forget our 8-part podcast series Newshounds is live, free, and ready for use in your classroom. Join Squizzy as he takes kids on a fun game board journey into the world of media literacy. There are links in today's episode notes, or jump in via our website squizkids.com.au.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Mexico, where the president himself has been tweeting about elves. A long time ago, Mexico was home to a people called the Mayans, especially famous for the incredible temples they built, which still stand to this day. The Mayans believed that the forests and jungles of Mexico were inhabited by elves, called aluxes, and that these mischievous elves regularly played tricks on people. Why is it that elves are always mischievous, I wonder? Except, I suppose, for Dobby, he was just helpful and poorly dressed. But I digress. And while lots of people don't believe in elves, it seems the president of Mexico himself does, sharing on social media a photo of a tree at night which appears to have the arms, sparkling eyes, and head of an alux, and captioning it, "Everything is mystical." I've stuck a link to the photo in today's episode notes, because what's the world without a bit of magic after all?
Animal Kingdom.
A bear called Ben has caused something of a stir at a zoo in America after escaping his enclosure not once, but twice. Ben is a young male Andean bear native to South America who clearly has an adventurous streak and a talent for escaping. His first breakout happened last month, where he worked his way through the steel mesh separating him from freedom. And then again last week, Ben found a way out of his enclosure to go for a wander about the zoo in the middle of the day, forcing an evacuation of all visitors from the zoo. Sounds like a scene from Madagascar. Ben is part of a conservation program being run by zoos to bolster the numbers of Andean bears in the world. His mum and dad are in another zoo halfway across the country. I'm going to say he was probably just wanting to go and visit them. I've stuck a link to photos of Ben in today's episode notes. You're welcome.
Spaced out.
10 lucky Australian teenagers are in for the adventure of a lifetime following the announcement that Space Camp in the USA is offering 10 full scholarships to aspiring Aussie astronauts. Space Camp is exactly what it sounds like, a camp in the US state of Alabama where students come together to share their love of science, technology, engineering, robotics and maths, and learn about all the cool ways in which humans are pushing out into the cosmos. The scholarships this year are only open to 15 to 18-year-olds, so prob's not you lot just yet, but I've stuck links to the application in today's episode notes in case there's someone you know in that age group. But tell them to get their jetpacks on. Applications close on Sunday, March 12. To infinity and beyond.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sort of bear is Ben, the escape artist of St. Louis Zoo? Yeah, well done. He's an Andean bear. Question number 2. How many Aussie teens will be awarded scholarships for Space Camp this year? Yeah, well done if you got that one. It's 10. Question number 3. What mystical creature has the President of Mexico himself tweeted about? Yeah, that's right. He's tweeted about elves, or aluxes as they're known in the local lingo.
Shout-outs.
It's March 1. Pinch and a punch for the first day of the month. The third test between Australia and India kicks off in Dharamsala today. Here's hoping it goes better than the last two. It's also World Compliment Day. So be sure to compliment someone close to you today. Any little compliment will do, because kindness costs nothing. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Bray from Canberra, Toby from The Gap, Vivian from Perth, Hayley from Paraburu, Cleaver from Yarramalong, Spencer from Narandra, Eloise from Hodgson Vale, James from French's Forest, Zola from Ivanhoe, Neve and Amelia from Mossman, and Kathy from Ellamore Vale. Not forgetting, of course, those Squiz Kids whose birthday is February 29 and who, because this year isn't a leap year, had to watch as the calendar skipped over their birthday again this year. Special leap year birthday wishes to Cooper from Gunnedah, Charlie from Botany and Sally from Oyster Bay. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Class 3C and Mrs Cunningham at St Martin's Catholic Primary School in Carina, Class 3CW and Miss Wise at North Ainsley Primary School, Class 5-6K and Miss Kavanagh at Bardia Public School, Class 2 Red and Mrs Buchanan at Mater Day Primary School in Wagga Wagga, and finally to Class 5A and Mrs Orchard at Gulgong Public School. And thank you for patiently waiting to hear your shout-out. On the subject of patience, a big thank you to all the classrooms all over the country who have sent in classroom shout-out requests. There are so many of you. The list is long, my friends, and we're getting through them on a first-come, first-served basis. So thank you in advance for your patience as we work our way through them. As they say, good things come to those who wait. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.